just not going to have anything, and we're just
I don't
going
think
to
anybody can
move
blame
on
you
and
for
wait
that.
till the next week. So,
Right.
but this week I want to talk about depression and coping with it when it is something that you experience on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, I've been seeing a therapist for a long time now, and she kind of had to convince me that I really am depressed because I didn't want to believe it about myself. Sometimes it can be hard for us to accept that we are sad or depressed for a lot of reasons, because we feel like it's our fault that we're in these situations, or we feel like we don't deserve to be depressed, or other people have worse living situations than we do, so
That's
I don't
true.
have no reason to be sad. Or you feel like, this happened a long time ago, or when I was a child, it shouldn't affect me anymore. For me, I was still in a place where I blamed myself for everything that happened. So I just looked at it like I was choosing to cope in all the wrong ways, and all I needed to do was get my shit together and start doing the things I needed to do in order to feel better. I didn't want to think or accept that there was something else happening that was keeping me from moving on. But there definitely was, or is, because I certainly still deal with depression and having like much worse days at times than others.
Yeah.
So she kind of put it to me like this, in that, in life we have to feel powered by something in order to do things, participate in the world, and get things done. Like, most people get up every day, and whether you love your job or you hate it, you are powered by the overwhelming need to pay these bills, to get your ass up, get in the bathroom, and get ready to go to work. We're all powered by something different. The things we love, the people we love, hobbies, activities, things like that. Everybody has these different sources of energy that they pull from to get through each day. And depression is a raggedy bitch who tiptoes through and siphons all the energy out your tank during the night when you don't even see her ass coming. Oftentimes you have no idea that it's happened. And the longer you spend in a really depressive state, the harder it becomes to feel powered to do anything.
Right.
Depression comes through and just takes all that energy, and it literally feels draining to experience depression on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's like you get tired of constantly having to fight and put forth more and more effort to do the same basic things. So when my depression is acting up more than usual, I have to take deliberate steps in order to get through to that point where things clear up again, however long it's going to take for that to happen, because I don't know. I might just be having one bad day. I might be having a moment where it's like 2 weeks and I'm still just on the couch. Like, I have no desire to do anything but sit here and watch 600 Pound Life. That's my show. So what I have to do is like envision.
Wow, you gotta watch that shit.
I
Oh my
love
God.
600 Pound Life. I really do.
Depressing.
I'm probably going to do something about that later, about the insight I have gotten from that show. But it helps for me to picture that new destination that I talked about last week, that new self and the new things that I want to do to take care of myself. I have to like envision that and think about the goals that I want to establish that will serve me and serve the person that I want to be. And some of them are within a reasonable distance, and some will take a while to get to. But having something to look forward to gives me a reason to keep moving. So I make like a very basic plan for myself, and I try to stick through it. I encourage myself throughout the day instead of dragging myself. And it doesn't always work. If the depression wins and I end up on the couch, I tell myself, you know what, girl, we tried. But today we're on the fucking couch, and I'm going to get through it and take care of myself the best way I can.
Right.
And then I celebrate the things that I am able to do. And I tell myself, tomorrow we will try on the rest.
The same. I will get in my bed or whatever at the end of the day and be like, okay, that bitch won today. So
but tomorrow's a new day,
tomorrow, bitch, I'm getting up and we're fighting again.
You have to celebrate the small things. It's like, okay, maybe I didn't go outside today, but I cleaned the kitchen, swept and mopped the floors, folded up that them 2 big ass piles of laundry and put it all away. I did something.
Days where I've had like, okay, I only need to do these 4 things today.
Yes.
Just these 4 things.
Yes.
That's all I need to do today. And by the end of the day, maybe I did 1.5. You know what I'm saying? And I get in my bed and I'm like, you know what? Really, when I just said I needed to do those 4, I didn't want to do none of them.
Right. But I didn't want to do none of them.
I didn't want to do any. And it would have been very easy for me to not have done any.
It would have.
But I did something, goddammit.
I could have stayed in this bed and in this small mood the whole day. So the fact that I didn't bitch celebrate with me, it also is really helpful to remind myself of how strong I am. You have to remind yourself that you got through the traumatic shit that happened to you or the bad shit that happened to you, and you're still here. Yes,
Facts.
life may have kicked your ass along the way, but you're here. You are capable of healing and finding joy again. But again, depression is that hating ass, lying ass bitch who sneaks in and whispers in your ear about how you really ain't shit and you ain't doing shit and you need to be doing better and what the fuck is wrong with you. It's important for you to recognize and remind yourself, or it's important for me to remind myself of my strength, because it is my self-generated source of energy. And it's like the only one I have.
That's well worded.
When the depression has taken all the joy from going to work, hanging out with friends, going outside, doing activities, and you don't want to do none of that, reminding myself of how I've gotten through the hard ass times helps me to keep going in the right direction, or at least to not get stuck in the rear view mirror and not move anywhere, or even worse, going backwards. So like, let's say I'm having a really bad day and I got this to-do list of 6 things and I've done none of them.
Right.
And it has turned into a jalapeno Cheeto kind of day.
Oh my God, those are so good.
They're so good. And it has just turned into one of those. It's what I have to say to myself is, okay, maybe right now we are stuck on jalapeno Cheetos.
Yes.
But we got to today where we could eat some fucking jalapeno Cheetos, girl. We've had a lot of really rough times and we made it here anyway. You've been through a lot of very real shit throughout your life and you're still fucking here.
Yeah.
You have to be able to remind yourself of that strength, because when depression is at its worst, it's like you can't get that joy or that energy to keep moving from the things you usually get it from.
It's like that running exercise with the elastic band around your waist where it's like resist, like, you know,
Yes.
It's holding you back from running forward.
Yes, it
It's just
is. It is so much like that. And so the last thing that is important for me to remind myself that my therapist said that just kind of blew my mind is that I would never sabotage myself on purpose. When the depression is so bad and I'm not moving at the pace that I would like, or not moving at all, I have to remind myself that I am not the one draining my energy. That is, again, depression's bitch ass coming through. And sometimes there's a biological component to your depression and you need medication in order to get your motor started up again. And there is no shame in that either. Like, there's nothing wrong with having to go see a psychiatrist and being like, look, girl, let's find a pill that will help me get the motor cranked up again, because I'm not moving. There's nothing wrong with that. I really want Black people in particular to let go of the idea that there's something wrong with taking medication for mental health issues, because there isn't. If you need the help, then take it, get it. Anybody else's opinions on that, it's totally irrelevant. Anybody who tries to make you feel bad for seeking happiness and peace in your life needs to be in their own therapy. There's no way that somebody could tell you, I'm miserable every day of my life. I feel like it's a cloud hanging over me, like I'm walking through tar every day. Like, it's like trying to swim through pudding to get through every day. And I'm going to therapy and I'm trying good self-care practices and coping mechanisms, and I still can't get moving. Like, there's nothing wrong with seeing what other steps you can take. Whatever it takes for your wellness, for your happiness, for your joy, for your peace, feel free to do that. And if somebody has a problem with it, that is their own trauma speaking, their own horrible experiences, their own unwillingness to confront the sadness in their life. But you cannot let that have an effect on you. Like, your healing has to be about you. You have to prioritize yourself first.
Definitely.
So those 3 things really to like drag myself for not getting more things done. But you, again, like I said last week, you don't move forward by dragging yourself. So being encouraging,